No light in your bright blue eyes. I never knew daylight could be so violent. A revelation in the light of day. You can't choose what stays and what fades away. And I'd do anything to make you.
This is a video about blue and pink.
The color of the record really has a lot of meaning to it. Our record, Blurry Face, had a lot of red, and that color represented a certain character in the story.
Blurry Face is a character, a guy that I like to say I met in a different dimension, but really he represents everything that I as an individual and I'm insecure about. And what's cool is I know that we all, as individuals, understand we're insecure about certain things, but where our self-awareness starts to dissolve is when we start to try to understand how those insecurities affect us every day. How do we compensate for it? And so to better understand those insecurities and how they were affecting me, I wanted to create this guy who had a name, a face, a seat at the table that I could look across and really address them.
And then the next record, Trench, was very green and yellow, and green represents the natural side of this world and how we're starting to get more and more cemented in our cities and in our routines. And then that yellow really represented a way to mark your friends, mark alliances. It was like, this person is for me. We felt like at shows, that's been really awesome to see, playing concerts and seeing our fans in person. And then the new record, Scaled and Icy, very blue, but almost in a neon way. It's trying to compensate for the lack of color.
Hey, do you remember these things? These things exist to test the saturation and the brightness of a display. They're tested by this thing, which is called a vector scope. In the center, you have black, white, and gray. On the perimeter, you have full saturation. This is to test each of the colors' saturation on the display you're using. Let's look at it work. This isn't perfect because there's some aliasing in the colors of this image, but what's important is that you see the colored dots in those outer boxes. That's 100% saturation. Our colors are correct. If it weren't correct, we would need to calibrate the monitor by changing the values of red, green, and blue. Now, let's watch this video.
Hey Josh, do you know?
Now let's watch it again, but I want you to keep an eye on the cyan box in the lower right-hand corner between blue and green.
Hey Josh, do you know?
That's a pretty distinctive blue, or cyan, and it turns Tyler's hair pink. Guess where else we see that? Trench.
I'm heavy, my jumpsuit is unsteady.
Look at this same light blue.
I'm heavy, my jumpsuit is unsteady.
So the question, of course, is what does this blue turn pink? It's the torches. Let me just up the saturation a little bit. It doesn't jump out at you right away, but if you're paying attention for it, it's there. If you find yourself suspicious of this, I don't blame you, but I think it's confirmed by these. So where else do we see this blue/cyan light? Jumpsuit. With this blue light, something is happening to Tyler that makes him turn around and go back to dema.
I'll be right there.
The same blue light is on Tyler and Josh when they're leaving dema too, though, not returning, but leaving. So is it perpetuating the cycle itself, like as a whole? There is something sinister about this.
East is up, I'm very
how do we compensate for it?
It's trying to compensate for the lack of color.
What makes Tyler run?
Hey, pressures of a new place roll my way. Jumpsuit, cover me. Oh, jumpsuit, cover me. Hey, pressures of a new place roll my way.
See that? Pink. We see those sparks from Heavy Dirty Soul. Tyler pretends to blow on them, and then he has this conviction, this sudden energy to run. Now you might say, I thought it was the petals that made him run, and I would challenge that. I would say it's the color yellow that reminded him that he has choice.
And then that yellow really represented alliances. It was like, this person is for me.
To me, he just described choice. Saying this is for me is like literally describing what making a choice is, in my opinion. So while the yellow is an important moment, the reminder of choice, it's those sparks, it's that fire that caused him to run for it. Anyway, how about that weird little goat demon drinking a cup of the exact same color for like, what time is it? 6 years? We could spend all day scoping out all the places that this color is, but why is Ned drinking it? And what has it done to him? Surprise, surprise, there's the pink. He looks healthy. Some things I notice about this are not only is the color right in the exact range, but also the chlorine seems to be true to life corrosive. In some places, Ned looks a little worse for wear, and so does his environment. It's black and damaged. So, we know blue turns things pink. What else does it do? One thing we could say here is that it diminishes or reduces or minimizes. Or maybe commodifies? In the case of the Keep Your Sunny Days mug that we originally saw in the control room, once it was on the screen, once it was in the music video Choker, it became pink, but I think, more importantly, simplified. I guess, for Josh, you could say he's homogenizing these things, painting them all with the same brush, or taking them in a way, because he himself is already pink, like he's making them part of himself. If you think about what we're looking at here, it's pretty symbolic. We have a solo cup, and some green tape, a phone, and a white trash. But we see in the mirror that what Josh perceives is not even what's actually there. So what he's taking in, it's just the version he believes is in front of him. At the end of the live stream, Tyler sets down a guitar of the exact same blue behind a model of trash, maybe symbolizing taking that blue back out of his head, trash back out of his head, and concluding his performance. And I guess lastly, it's worth noting that this color is the original color from Vessel, and the current color of trash. That red, Pantone 179, was also blurry face red, so this red and this blue, they're a through line from the beginning. Anyway, that's that on that for blue. Why the hell does it make things pink? Let me know if you want a part 2.